Hello everybody, and thanks for tuning in. I have just gotten done reviewing my posted footage of the Eachine X73, and it occurred to me I hadn't done any teardown of that thing whatsoever. So the first thing I wanted to look at was the camera, because my suspicion was that this camera would be ultralight and lighter than the FX798T, which is what I use in cases where I need a really light camera. And I've already got it apart here. You can see it came out of the case. They have some sort of adhesive all the way around. You just take some sort of knife, go carefully along the edges, don't cut yourself. But let's get to the weight. I thought this would come in under 4 grams. I was wrong. 4.2. So then we have the FX798T with its giant long lead here. I've weighed this a couple of times before. I took the case off and it's 4.1. So still king of the weight loss, I guess you would say, is the FX798T. But this is fairly interesting to look at because what they've done is they've just added a camera to the VTX. So if you happen to pick one of these up, and I believe Banggood just started listing them on their site, we can just take any camera that you might have and add it to it. So if you don't want to, or if you don't have the lenses, if you've got cameras from other micro builds, you can just solder them to that. And here's a good look at the where the pins go. And this just looks like the back of some other camera, although it's not as wide. And you can see there's still, whatever that glue substance is, it's still kind of on there. It's not doing much there. It's pretty, it feels like silicone actually. This is an item that you might be able to use in something else. If say you crash your X73 or you just pick up one of these cameras and you've got a need for an installation that's a little bit different, where something that's square and boxy like this won't work. And it does have that u.fl connector on there as well. The next thing we need to take a look at is to see if this has a voltage regulator in it. So let's connect it up to something, run up the motors, and see what we have. Okay, I found a pigtail that'll work to connect this up, and I've got it connected directly to the VCC and ground, or the battery lead, and I've got my Devo 7 here that I'll use to throttle this up. I've also stuck some blue tack here on 2 corners of our little quad so she won't lift off. I could just take the props off, but I don't like taking props on and off. Those push-on props can get loose over time. These are already beat up, but I guess let's just go with it. And then I've got my G-Tang T909 wrist FPV watch, and this will be what we look at to see if we get any lines on the screen. So let's go ahead and arm and throttle it up. Looks good. So that camera does have internal regulators, so we don't have to worry about having to put a Pololu or other regulator on it if you choose to use this camera in your own builds. And I believe it was listed for $25 or $26 right now. Of course, prices fluctuate. They go up, they go down. Pretty decent camera, especially if you want to get a circular polarized and you want to maybe mount it in some way where this camera doesn't necessarily work for you. Thought that would be helpful. Thanks for watching.